Good morning. Welcome to Wednesday morning. We are out with Miss PR, out getting her little desert walk in, her morning walk. And we don't have such a beautiful clear sky day today. It's very cloudy. No sun shining through at all. And all this cloud cover is still saying no rain. Come on, girl. So, we'll see what happens. So, how are you today? How did yesterday go for you? What challenges did you face? And how did you possibly overcome them? And even if you don't feel like you overcame them, you did something that helped you cope or get through whatever it is. So, how did you handle that? Because what you do could help somebody else. We're all full of wisdom that we keep inside doesn't help anybody else. We usually get our wisdom, well, from experience, but also from others. And once we hit a certain age, we learn to learn from somebody else's mistakes. I think when we're younger, we don't do that. I think when we're younger, we know. In our minds, we know we got it all figured out. We're right, everybody else is wrong. We find out. Some of us don't ever find out. But for the most part, we do find out. And we realize that, okay, maybe someone else was right, whether it was your parents or a friend. Those are usually the hard lessons learned, right? We really have to put ourselves through it for some reason. I know very few people that can sit back and watch, and especially in their younger times, just sit back and watch and say, oh, yeah, that's not for me. No, I'm not going to do that. Most of the time people think, oh, they did this wrong, they did that wrong, that's why that happened. I can do that. And then it doesn't work out for them either. So, that's just the way, that's just human nature, I think. Oh, a bird just flew into a window, but he didn't knock himself out, which is good. And that window had blinds drawn, so it's not just that I keep my windows open and they're clean. So those were not clean windows. And he flew into the screen part. Why do I say it that way? Because in the year and, what month are we in? 4. In the year and 4 months that I've been here, I have had 4 birds commit harikari on my windows. Little kamikaze birds fly into my windows and they kill themselves. I had 3 on the front and 1 on the back. And I don't know exactly how the one on the back happened. I don't know when it happened, and I don't know what happened to the bird. But I saw the evidence on the window, so I know what happened. So poor Jeff. Like, Jeff, they did it again. You have to go pick up the bird, please. And then I scrubbed the windows. So I don't know. I don't know what I'd do if I didn't have Jeff to pick up dead animals. Because I'm not about that. I guess if I didn't have him to do it, I would do it myself. But not something I have to think about. So Yes, he's picked up the dead birds. I had a dead mouse at my studio. He came and picked that up for me when we were in Florida. Probably have a dead mouse or dead rat once a year at the studio, and he'd come and he'd pick that up for me. So, thank you, honey. But yeah, the birds flying into windows. My sister says that's why she keeps her windows dirty intentionally. That's okay. And I'm not putting stickers on my windows. The birds need to learn there's a house there. Okay, that window is framed by a lot of concrete. So, stop. Birdies, stop flying into my house. So, there was that side note. I think we were talking about wisdom though. And there's nothing that we are going through right now that we haven't already been through. And if you've done my chakra balancing classes, this is going to sound very familiar. But we've been through so much, whether we remember it or not. And inside, we have to kind of keep that window open. Well, that wisdom's going to come through or not, but keep that window open and then listen to it. Because what happens is we get this little flash when we're in a situation. And we're like, in a split second, we're like, no, that's not right. That can't be right. And we do just the opposite. And then after the fact, we sit there and say, oh man, something told me, I knew, something told me I should or shouldn't have done this. Right? We weren't listening. We were being presented with everything we needed in the moment, and then we thought we knew better. So, there have been times, I'm sure, probably fewer than the other, but there have been times also where you're in a situation and you seem to just instinctively know what to do or what not to do, yet you have no recollection of having ever been in that situation before. Like, where did that knowledge, where did that wisdom come from? Because at some point, you had been in that situation. Similar situation, at the very least. And in that moment, that wisdom came to you and you chose to listen to it. That's the important part. Listen and act. Call it intuition, sixth sense, whatever. Your gut feeling, your gut told you something. Those are the ones to go with. And there's a difference between fear and that intuition and gut. So a lot of times we act out of fear. And that's not always the best place to come from. Or we're like overly excited and we make a decision in the moment. And whether it's fear or happy excitement or anger and frustration, right? In that moment, we make a decision that we end up, I don't want to say regretting because we shouldn't have any regrets, but we end up kind of coming back and saying, damn, should have done it differently. And I do say, don't live your life with regrets. Okay? No regrets. If you've seen the commercials, you know. So what's the commercial if you haven't seen it and you want to look it up? It's a Snickers commercial, I believe. And the guy's in a tattoo shop and he's getting the tattoo No Regrets put on him. And the tattoo artist, I guess, is hungry and his energy's a little bit low. And he ends up tattooing on his customer, no regrets. So, and he says, oh, have a Snickers. And then he wakes up kind of thing. So that's it. No regrets. Good morning. And don't sit there and have regrets about life. Kind of flip that and know that they're lessons. Because we learn, as long as we're learning from them and we're not repeating it, when we're being given lessons all the time. And, maybe you repeat it but in a different way, then you're getting a new lesson. And don't beat yourself up over it. You're not stupid. It's not that you don't know anything, whatever the nonsense is that you tell yourself. It's just that we're learning. We're here to learn. And we'll keep repeating. Keep this in mind. You're going to keep having these same lessons thrown at you. Come on, girl. Until you learn them. Until you get it right. So let's get it right. When these things happen, make sure you examine them. You take the time. You sit back and you look inside. You're like, okay, what just happened? Why this happened? What am I supposed to learn from it? And put that intention out there to learn that. Because those answers may not come to you right away. And it may change over time. You may think that that's the lesson that you're supposed to get. And it probably is. But there could be more to it. And then it'll unravel as time goes on. Don't sit and wallow in whatever it is. It's not going to serve you to do that either. Went and got my nails done yesterday. So no more gap in space, and they're not as long as they were, which is good. Glad my nail guy has got very early hours, which is nice because it doesn't interfere with work. So anyway, regrets and lessons, right? Just take the time, I can use myself as an example, right? Well, my third marriage. Does that make me a bad person? No. Does it make me a slut or a whore? No. Does it mean that, one of them, I got smart? It took a lot for me to get smart. It took a lot for me to walk away. I'm a very loyal person, and it takes a lot. But my first husband, although was not necessarily ideal, and we were both young, and that's not an excuse at all. But he beat me once. That's all he got was once, and I walked out, and I never went back. And I left with nothing. I had one suitcase, and that was that. I left without my high school diploma. I left without a lot of important papers. I was able to get everything replaced except my diploma. And, I suppose if I were to want to go back to school, I could somehow manage to get it. I have tried, and I haven't been able to, but it's not that kind of important either. My second marriage, he obviously wasn't happy, and he cheated on me multiple times. And then he said he wanted a divorce, even though I was willing to try and continue to make it work. And it was the best thing that happened, was for that to happen. But each person that I ended up with next was different. So I learned from that one into the next one. Got number 3 now for quite some time. So You know, and it's not that we haven't been through it. It's not been perfect at all. We have been through it, okay? In many, many ways. In ways that most people, most women, or if it were flipped, you know, the other partner would not have stuck around. But things are good now, you know? Changes were made. Unwillingly at first, and then willingly, and things are good now, and that's good. Are things perfect? No. Do we annoy each other? Yes. Is he very patient with me? Yes. Am I easy to live with? I mean, I think I'm not hard to live with, but I am very particular, and I am well aware of this. And I like nicer things, finer things. And I know that that's always a challenge as well. So he helps keep me in balance, you know. Never tells me no. But do we really need this? Where are you going to put another one of that? Do you have room for that? It's never no. It's just think about it, Rose. That's what it is. And we're good. And it's nice to be able to say that, because there were times where I did not think we were going to be good. I was pretty sure that I would either be a widow or on divorce number 3. So it didn't turn out that way. And maybe that's something we get into in another video. Trials and tribulations of relationships and decisions you make to stick it out or not. And it doesn't make you a bad person, or it doesn't make you a quitter. So if you're in a relationship that is not working out and it is detrimental to you and your health, whether it be your physical health or your mental health, then that is not the relationship for you, and you need to examine that. And you need to make a decision that's good for you. Because your mental health and your physical health are far more important than any promise that you make. Because if it's gotten to the point where your physical health or your mental health is at stake and being seriously affected, then that other partner also not living up to their part of their promise. And that needs to be reevaluated. I need to make sure that you take care of you. So don't stay in an abusive relationship, whatever that abuse looks like. Okay, you want to work on it, you work on it. But from a distance. Because you need to protect you. Obviously, that other person isn't protecting you. That got really heavy really fast, didn't it? But you do have to take care of yourself. All right, so that is pretty much that. We won't go heavy. We won't go any heavier. And look at all the yellow on the ground came from that tree. So instead of leaves falling, we have all that coming down. It's like yellow snow. Don't eat it. And yeah, so the wisdom is locked inside of you. Listen to it when it comes, right? And that wisdom applies to all areas of life. Probably kind of trickled into, look at this yellow lawn from that big beautiful tree. That's crazy. Looks like a sea of yellow. A marigold carpet, if you will. So, listen to that little voice, that gut, that intuition, whatever you want to call it. And it applies to all areas of life. So if you're in that situation where it's abusive and there's something inside of you telling you, this isn't right, I need to leave, I'm going to get hurt, one way or the other, be it physical or mental, emotional, then you need to go. And feel like I don't have any money, and I don't have this, and I don't have that. You know what? You'll make it all. It'll all come. All right. So take care of you. As you move through your day today, smile. Try and keep a light heart. Lots of crazy stuff going on in this world. And we need to just do our part to be that light that shines, because people can get really wrapped up in whatever is dark and not so good going on. Can you tell little miss knows where she wants to go? She knows we're home. All right, so I will see you soon. We will talk soon. I hope you have an amazing day and just be fabulous on purpose.